He knew that he might never come home, and he knew what he wanted to say if he didn't.
In 1943, a 17-year-old New Mexico kid who loved life decided that he had to risk his life for his country. He joined the Navy and volunteered for one of its most dangerous assignments, submarines. His sub disappeared, but it has finally been found, and now his story and his boat's story can finally be told. On the eve of Veterans Day, here's Larry Barker.
Fresh out of high school, Howard Ortega went off to fight a war half a world away and never came home. And it would be 6 decades before anyone would know the details of Howard's fate. He was just a kid from the plains of eastern New Mexico. It's an extraordinary story, one of adventure.
We spent most of our time horseback, learning to be cowboys.
Friendship.
You can find a truer friend.
And family.
He was a perfect brother. Whatever he did was perfect.
Howard Ortega grew up on a ranch in Pastura, south of Santa Rosa. Joe Sims was his best friend.
He was a good cowboy, he's a good athlete, pretty good football player, and just an all-around person. He liked adventure.
Howard was valedictorian of his high school class, and like thousands of other patriotic young men in 1943, he went off to war, joining the Navy. He was only 17. His sister Caroline, a retired nun now living in an Indiana convent, remembers.
He felt like it was his duty to go and make the world a better place.
When the Navy's newest fighting submarine was commissioned, the USS Logarto, Fireman First Class Howard Ortega was on board. The Logarto was immediately dispatched to the Pacific to engage the enemy in battle.
The USS Logarto was last heard from while on patrol in the South China Sea off the coast of Thailand. It was May 3rd, 1945. The boat was under attack by a Japanese convoy. It was late afternoon.
They would have been preparing the tubes to be fired. The captain would have been stationed in the conning tower, and officers had been in the control room. They would have been looking through the periscopes, finding the target.
A series of explosions were heard, and then the USS Logarto simply disappeared. 3 months later, the sub was declared overdue from patrol and presumed lost at sea. The USS Logarto was stricken from the Naval Registry in September 1945.
It was a month before the family in Pastura would hear the news.
His father took it really hard, and harder than anyone, I guess.
Benny Flores was a high school friend.
What went through your mind when you heard that Howard had been lost?
I felt real bad. I couldn't believe something like that could happen to such a nice guy.
Before departing on what would be his final voyage, Howard sent a letter to be opened only if he did not return. The words written so long ago are burned into his sister's memory.
When you read this letter, I'll be a very happy boy. I will have given my life for my country, the thing that I love most next to God.
I was not afraid to die. I am fully ready because I have never really done anything bad in my life, and I am squared away with my God.
To his siblings, Howard left his cattle. The Pastura church was willed a war bond. His boots went to a neighbor, and a lady friend, Helen Beckman, got his spurs.
I know I am young to die, but I have lived a very full life, and I have enjoyed every moment of it. I love you all, and I am sorry to die for your sakes. I know Carolyn will take hardest of all, for she has been
sister and brother, father and mother, and constant companion.
Those words are as painful to hear today as they were when they were first read. What happened so long ago, so far away? No one knew, and the family never got to say goodbye. No funeral, no grave, just the letter.
Goodbye, and God bless you all. The late Howard E. Ortega, Seaman First Class, United States Navy.
During the war, 52 American submarines were lost in battle. None have ever been found. Last year, a British dive team searched for the Logarto.
We always knew the Logarto was there somewhere.
And then 150 miles off the coast, the divers made an historic discovery.
I realized when I reached about 60 meters or 180 feet, as I was going down the line, I looked across and I saw the outline of the of the bow of a submarine.
The sub was found largely intact. Navy divers surveyed the wreckage this summer in an effort to document the site and determine what happened.
We will never know about the Logarto's final moments. At the time of the attack, the sub was submerged about 200 feet. All the crew would have been at battle stations. But a large hole in the hull here in the forward torpedo room indicates the Logarto probably sustained a direct hit from a depth charge. All the crew working in this area would have perished instantly.
The Navy conducted a memorial service to honor the 86 men who lost their lives in the Logarto tragedy. And in New Mexico, the National Cemetery scheduled a local tribute to Howard. It's a service Joe Sims has waited 61 years to attend.
I choke up pretty easy. But anyway, it'll be an honor. It'll be an honor to be there.
And the next day, those same solemn notes echo again in a rural, weed-choked graveyard in Pastura. Howard Ortega was home at last. Larry Barker, KRQE News 13.
Howard Ortega and 84 of his fellow crew members are entombed aboard the USS Logarto on eternal patrol in the South China Sea. And a footnote to this story. Benny Flores, who was featured in this story and was one of Howard Ortega's boyhood friends, died last month.
Wow, what a story.
Yep, Larry strikes again right at the heart.
Yes.